Hi guys, welcome to the channel and welcome to a brand new series called Machine Battles. Now I get a lot of people ask me like, what's your favourite combine? And I generally cannot answer that. I've done a lot with New Hollands and I've done a lot with Claas. So for me to choose one or the other is quite difficult. So I thought, in real life, the New Holland on paper is the best combine out there at the minute. It is the world record breaker and on paper, yeah, it's the best. Obviously the Claas hasn't attempted that record yet and it's a fairly new machine, so I thought, why don't we just have a go on Farming Simulator? It is a simulator, so why can't we simulate a battle? Now to keep it fair, they're both going to be doing the same field, one after each other, because I generally don't think I could keep up with corn cart in two separate fields. The test today is on Homewood Farm, because it's a big arable map and we've got two big arable harvesters. So we will be doing field 17 and that is wheat, and I thought that's pretty British, I like that, we're going to do that. So I'm going to be using Courseplay for this test, and then I'm going to do grain cart because I feel like that's the fairest way. Both of them will obviously be doing a very similar if not the same route using Courseplay, and then I will just chase them with the Fendt and chaser bin there. I've got a lorry on standby so I can just keep loading in the lorry, and hopefully that field shouldn't fill up both of them, but you never know. I've got a grain store nearby if needed, and it should be a really good test. I'm quite interested to see like how Farming Simulator has, say, built these combines. Like in theory the Claas should be better because it's higher horsepower, bigger grain tank. It should harvest that field quicker than the New Holland. But if the figures and facts and all that sort of thing have been put into the New Holland, then that should beat it, realistically. So we will just quickly run over some of the stats then, header size, horsepowers, all that sort of thing. So the Lexion 8900 then, 790 horsepower and has an 18,000 litre grain tank. So quite a lot of horsepower and quite a considerably bigger grain tank. The New Holland then, only 700 horsepower, so 90 less, and 14,500 litres. So quite a smaller grain tank compared to the Lexion. The New Holland header then, Draper 45 foot, which is 13.7 metres, and 10k working speed. The Claas has a smaller header, similar speed, so it'd be interesting to see. Obviously the New Holland's got lower horsepower but a bigger header, and the Claas has got more power but a smaller header. Will the Claas have the advantage in speed essentially? So the aim of the game is who will harvest the field quicker. Who do you think? Will the New Holland with the bigger header but lower horsepower do it, or will the Claas with the higher horsepower and smaller header? It's quite different. It's quite an interesting one really, because the Claas has got a smaller header but a lot of horsepower. So will it cut faster, or will the New Holland cover more ground? They both technically should work at 10k. I've got a funny feeling on this game that the New Holland's going to win this because of the bigger header. But I chose the field with a bit of a bank and a bit of a slopey terrain. That means the Claas will have the advantage with the horsepower. Now it's going to be interesting. Let's get this simulation set up. To make it fair, I'm going to use a stopwatch because I can't think of any other realistic way that I'm going to be able to sort of judge this. So I'm going to push the sort of Courseplay go and then click a stopwatch at the same time, and then obviously the winner is going to be who harvests the field quicker. We'll start off with the Lexion then, as it's just closer to the field. We'll get him all set up and the Courseplay set up. So field 17, we're going to have headland. I think 2 passes of the headland, so that gives plenty of room to turn around. Starting direction automatic, deactivate, think that's about right. It should auto generate the width. Start working on headland passes, smooth, and then up and down afterwards. Let's generate. So let's have a look at that course. So it's going to start and go left and work his way round. Do I want to go that way? That'll be easier for unloading. Let's see what it does, going counterclockwise, because that's the heading, then I'll be going from straight out. Let's have a look at that, see what that looks like, and then we'll see if we can show us the... So it's going to go straight ahead there, and then come back. And then we'll copy that for the New Holland. Right then. Getting the stopwatch ready. Just minimise that for a minute. So we'll make sure all of that, I won't touch any of this, and then it should work for the New Holland as well. Right. If I start in a similar position on the New Holland, so we're just in line with the hedge, bang in line with the sort of the front of the lorry there. Drive course. As soon as the header goes down, and go. Right, and he's off. Well, to keep this video moving quickly and in a reasonable amount of time, I will probably time-lapse all of this and we'll get to the results as quick as we can. So, speak to you in a bit. So, 1 hour, 19 minutes, 31 seconds for the Claas Lexion. I'm probably going to knock off 15 seconds because it hit 2 lorries and at the start I fumbled up unloading. So let's go for 119.15. So 1 hour and 19 minutes and 15 seconds for the Claas Lexion. Not too bad. I thought this field being this size, any advantage and disadvantage will be exaggerated on each run. So without further ado, let's get the old New Holland rolling. So then guys, the field has been reset. I've changed the grain cart. I fancy driving a fast track. And I've reset all the trucks, left them outside ready so the combine can do a headland and not crash into anything. Quite excited to see how this is going to pan out really. The Claas has more power and a smaller header, so in theory should be going faster. But the New Holland has got a bigger header, so could it cover ground more? Is it going to lag it down a bit? Is the bigger header going to slow it down? I really don't know. It's quite exciting really. I know it's a game. Obviously it's going to be quite interesting to see how the game portrays these two combine harvesters. They're both vanilla mods, so in theory, I don't know, my money's on the New Holland now thinking about it. Bigger header, only 90 horsepower less. We'll see. Let's get going. Start in a similar position, sort of just in line with the hedge there. We'll get course plate loaded up. 2 headland passes. I think we was going anti-clockwise, smooth up and down. Header whip is auto-generated. Automatic. Need to change to 17. Current wheel position, and let's generate and see what it gives us. Now is that a similar? That is nigh on identical to the Claas route. Round and stop, sort of similar there. Awesome. I've reset the timer, so that's ready to go in a minute. And then we'll engage that. And as soon as it drops the header, timer's going. Had a bit of a quicker start there. So I've got swath enabled. One thing I didn't actually check because the Claas was in chop mode automatically. It's not going to hinder the progress of the machine. It's not going to change it anyway. This is still going to be a level competition. So the smaller tank but the bigger header, which means it's probably going to require more grain cart, more filling. So I'm going to get ready in my tractor. So the Claas got a 1:19.15, so I took 15 seconds off due to a few hiccups, nothing major, but I thought it'd be fair, give it a sort of a fair competition. So what do you guys think the New Holland's going to do it in? Is it going to be close? Is it going to be really far apart? I really don't know. I mean, the header size being that bit bigger on the New Holland, I personally think it's going to go quicker, even though just briefly being in it then, the engine load was up quite high, so the more horsepower in the Claas and the small header, it could do it quicker. Now it's going to be really interesting, but I'll just crack on with that and speak to you guys in a bit. I really don't know what to say. The New Holland, like, that was nigh on bang on the exact time that the Claas done it. But I will hold that point there for a minute, as if some of you savvy-eyed viewers noticed, I had a lot of issues with the New Holland on headland turns, unloading. So to make it fair, obviously I knocked 15 seconds off of the Claas. While editing this video, I reckon if I engaged chop from the start, I really didn't think it would make that much difference, but the combine would pause for maybe a second to 2 seconds on its outs, and over like 10 runs you're getting up there. So I changed it to chop halfway through. I also had problems unloading on the headland because the header width made it difficult and it hit the hedge a little bit, and I also found it difficult to get up alongside the New Holland due to the width of the header and the auger length, etc. So really, like, adding it up, the New Holland could have almost saved 2.5 minutes. So hands down, the New Holland wins this in regards to the competition in that field. I mean, pros and cons, I prefer the Claas, I'm not going to lie. The Claas unloading was smoother. Its turns on the headlands were in one go. I noticed the New Holland would back up every now and then. Also, the New Holland courseplay route, even though it was nigh on identical to the Claas's one, it seemed to want to do a lap of the field before it started its next run. So it's very, very close. I think in the hands of a different operator, the New Holland would be an exceptional combine, really. Like, hands down, absolutely knocked the Claas out of the park in that field, in this setting. But I prefer the Claas to use and drive. So it's a difficult split for me, really. I prefer the drivability and the usability of the Claas, but the New Holland outperformed it, hands down. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you can think of any other battles, machine battles you want to see, any implements you want to see against each other. I mean, I know it's a game, but I found this quite enjoyable. And the field obviously was quite big, but I chose that field because, like, time and whips and horsepowers, the differences would be exaggerated. No, really impressed with the New Holland. Really impressed with the Claas. I am still unbiased. I still like them both. So until next time, guys, bye for now.